Hello guys, you're welcome back once more. So guys, in this particular video I'm going to be showing you exactly how to sew this beautiful dress, this lovely wrap dress with a slanted v neckline. This is a very trendy dress that so many of you want to make, so please do stay with me to the end of the video to see exactly how I made this lovely dress. And don't forget to check the description box to see exactly how I cut it. Okay, all right. And for those of you that haven't subscribed, please don't forget to do so. And for those of you that already subscribed, thank you very much. Let's move into the video. So this is my fabric, or should I say the one already drafted out. Everything is already cut. So now I'm just going to place my fabric to my lining. Okay, so the reason I'm placing it like this is so that I will cut the slanted v neckline. For those of you that already watched the cutting part, you will notice that I've not applied that cut on the neckline, and that's because I wanted to do it on when I want to start sewing it actually. Okay, so I prefer to do it that way. So I'm going to pin this down like this because it's necessary. I'm not stitching it together first, so I'm pinning it down. So after I finish pinning it down, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, on my shoulder line, that's the point where I want my V to be applied, I'm going to move out by 2 inches. Okay, so you can decide to make yours 1 inch or 1.5 depending on how you want yours to appear. So I use 2 inches. Now I'm going to extend it all the way down. Okay, that is the depth or the deepness of the V, how I want my own V to be. So mine is going to be 7 inch. I made it like this because I wanted it to have that look you get, and just make sure you are making something you can actually wear anytime, any day. So mine, I can easily wear it anywhere. As you can see, I actually wore mine to the church, so make sure you make it in a way that you can always wear it anytime, any day. So guys, I've connected the lines and I just placing my French curve down. So I'm placing my French curve in a way that I will just curve it. Please take note, it mustn't be a French curve work. Okay, you can go ahead and use a ruler and just draw a straight line. Yes, you can just make a straight line. If you want it to have just that perfect straight look, just use your ruler and get a straight line. Just connect the ruler to the lines and then get a straight line and cut it out, so you have that straight line look. So I want mine to have a curve because I want it to be more balanced. So I'm cutting it out, guys, and just take note of how I'm cutting this out. You notice I'm not cutting it out like cutting it off. Okay, please don't forget to check the description box so that you see exactly how I cut this particular, that is the cutting part, that is the beginning part where I drafted the pattern and everything. Okay, and equally the wrap. So this for my back, I'm going to be applying the same style on the back. Yes, so this is not compulsory actually, but the reason for this application on the back is because the shoulder line is already cut out. As long as something is already out on the shoulders, the two shoulders, the front and back, needs to be balanced. So for that, I'll have to apply the same thing on the back. So you can see exactly how I placed my back. All I need to do was to pin my back to each other. I just make sure it's balanced and the shoulders are meeting each other normally the way it's supposed to. Then I went ahead to cut it out. So this is exactly how I got the back for this, and you can see how lovely it looks when I remove my pins. You can see that it now have this kind of look. Yes, this is how it looks, and that is how it's going to be after I finish joining my zip and everything on the back. So for the back, I'm going to turn it with the lining. Okay, I'm going to use my lining to turn the sides and the neckline. I'm going to do the same on the other part of the back. So this part is also very necessary, very essential. Please take note, you can decide to iron a hair stay or a paper stay to your fabrics and the lining. It's just that my sewing tutorials are usually economical, or should I say what is that other English, small money kind of. So I usually go with just the lining and fabric and all that. I make it very, very economical. So you can always iron whatever you want to iron on yours. You can see that mine, I've cut out the wording, the soft wording I'm going to use for this, and it's a very, very soft wording. Actually, it's not a hard one. So but you can still make use of the hard one if you want, but I am okay with the soft one. So I'm just going to go ahead and iron it on the fabric. Okay, so some of the reasons for the ironing of air stay and paper stay to fabrics and lining is to give the fabric more weight. Okay, it's not like there's any other special thing it's doing for it. And although some fabrics are already weighted, some fabrics have nice weight already by themselves, so it all depends on you and how you want it. So I'm just going to iron this out. Okay, then after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and stitch my linings together. I'm going to be stitching these linings together first. Guys, I'm showing you this because that is what I'm going to do on the sewing machine, and after that I'm just going to conclude. So I'm going to stitch this. After I stitch the linings together first, then I'll place the fabric that I've already stitched together too, and then I will now go ahead and stitch the neckline. Okay, take note, I'm going to stitch the fabrics together after I iron the wording to it, and equally stitch my lining. So I'm going to do it in normal stitching, but everything will be okay. Then I'll now braid the fabric and place on top of the lining for the neckline, to stitch the neckline now. That is to turn the neckline so that it will be a neat work. So this is how it looks after I finish doing it. I've equally joined the shoulders. Okay, so if you observe, my wording is a very, very small one. Flat, sorry, when I mean small, I mean soft. So for my downside, this is how it looks. So I'm going to be turning this side with the lining. I'm going to turn everything with the lining so that it will come out really neat. And then I'm going to go ahead and stitch my belt. I'm going to get my belt. So just a very simple way. Follow exactly the way I'm doing it. Just very, very simple. Place it, just fold it in like this. Okay, and then go ahead and just fold it back and stitch. Okay, please, this is like a 4-inch belt, or should I say 3.5, but take note to fold this part first. Okay, that is the wideness of the belt is like 3.5 to 4 inch. So just follow exactly how I did mine and stitch on the side like this, and you notice that it will come out really, really nice. So I'm going to make a shorter one and a longer one. It's necessary like that. So guys, after I finish turning with the lining, this is how it looks for my wrap side and equally the front side. So this is the up one is for the wrap, or the wrapper side, should I, that's actually a wrap. And this is my belt. After I finish stitching it, you can see how nice it's looking. Guys, please, if you're enjoying this tutorial with me, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell for more updates. So for my belt, I'm just going to place this like so. I'm going to place it and pin it down, then I will turn it inward like this and stitch. Please take note, I place the rough side inward like that. That is the rough side of the belt, the head. Okay, so this is for the back, and you can see how lovely it is looking. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my zip allowance. Then I'm going to be going from that point. I'm going to move in by 3 inch. That is to get my dart. I'm using just back dart. So from that 3 inch, I got another 1 inch. I'm going to extend it by 6 inch for the dart height. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same and make sure that everything is equivalent, and that is for the dart, and I'm just going to stitch it up. So guys, this is the belt. After I finish joining it, can you see how nice it looks? Very, very lovely. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this inward like this, but I'm not going to be using this method, but you can use it if you want. So when you fold it inward like this, okay, you go ahead and stitch on top. Just stop stitch it by 0.25, okay, or 0.35. Make sure it's a very neat stitch. Then you top stitch on top of it, just like this. Okay, very, very easy. Secondly, if you don't want to use the method of top stitching, you can use your hemming gum and place inside of it and just iron it. but the one I'm going to be using is I'm going to be stitching it inward inside because I want it to appear very neat. So I'm going to turn this fabric down. I'm going to turn it. Can you see? Now I'm turning it, and then I'm going to stitch it just like this. I will use my chalk and chalk out the part I'm stitching, and I'm going to stop on this particular spot to enable me turn it back. Okay, so guys, after I finish doing that, after I finish stitching, this is how it looks, and I'm just going to turn it inward back again. So guys, don't forget to be ironing as you're doing this. So this is it. Can you see how nice it looks? So I just folded this inward, this remaining part inward, and I'm just going to top stitch just by 0.25 on it, or I'm still going to use my hemming gum and hem it down, so whichever one you want. So after doing that, I'll take this out now, and I'm going to place the upper part of this my lovely dress or blouse, and I'm just going to place it on top, and I'm going to stitch. I'm going to stitch it. I'm stitching this by 0.25. You observe very well, because I want to take that border line out. That is the border print line. I want to take it out. So guys, after you stitch, whatever you see me pinning, that means stitching. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do after I do that stitching it on the sewing machine, I'm going to bring it back and place it like so, just like this. Now I'm going to arrange the back side to be balanced like this. Then I'm going to take the down part of the back side, that is the down side, and I'm going to connect it to each other to fit properly. Okay, so this is it. After I finish connecting it, then I marked this particular line here. From here I'm going to stitch. Okay, I'm going to stitch on my side. Okay, so if you notice, the up part and the down side, I used my pin, so that means I'm going to stitch that part first, then I'm going to place it to arrange well, then I'm going to sew the side with the seam allowance I have left. So take note, that is exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so assuming I finish sewing it now, just as I use my pin to pin it down, if I open it up, this is how it's going to look. That is after I finish sewing it. You notice that you now have your wrap. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding this. So I'm going to do the same for the other side too. I'm going to join the up part and the down part together. Then I'm going to bring it and bring my belt. Please take note, I'll bring my belt. I can decide to attach my belt below, or I'll take it to the middle, or I take it above, however I want my belt. So that is, after that I'll just go ahead and sew a straight line downward. Okay, so now I have my two belts fixed neatly. So guys, this is it. After I finish stitching, this is how it looks on the back side, and this is how it looks on the front side. So guys, I hope you're enjoying this tutorial. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button as you're enjoying it, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell, and please don't forget to like the video and comment so that some other persons can see it. So this is my sleeve. So what I'm just going to do is to fold this in. You can use your bias to turn it if you want, okay, but I want to actually do the sewing, and you can equally use your lining to turn it. So this is it after I finish sewing the other belt. So you can see how lovely this look. We now have our lovely wrap. Okay, this is just how to go about a wrap on any dress or style you see like that. So I'm going to go ahead now to get my zip. So now I'm just going to align this to fit each other properly, and I'm going to pin it down. So that is before. Now make sure that I'm going to get the zip point. That's where my zip is going to stop, and I'll mark it down. So you can see that we're sewing a step by step, and I'm sure you guys are enjoying this because that is how it's supposed to be. Sewing is supposed to be a very interesting thing, but if you don't take your time step by step to get it, you will just keep making mistakes and you keep losing up and down, which you might not like. So after that, guys, I took my slit length, and after I took my slit length, I am going to be stitching just this point to this point that you see, the point you see me marking 1.5. that is my seam allowance. I'm just going to stitch just that point like that, the both of them like that. So the up part is for my zip and the down part is for my slit. I hope you guys understand that perfectly clear. Okay, so that is just all for this tutorial. In fact, then final to conclude it, I'm going to attach my sleeve. Okay, so by now you already finished hemming your sleeve, which you can see how neat it is and lovely. I'm just going to notch this sleeve to get the midway. Then the next thing I'm going to do after I notch it is to connect it to the midpoint of the shoulder like this. So I hope you guys, I just keep asking, I hope you guys understand what I'm doing. This is not hard at all. So when you connect it to the midpoint like this, you pin it down. Remember, the part you are pinning are the part you are sewing. So you sew this part and sew this part to each other like this. Then the moment you sew it already with your common sense, you will know what to do next. So you join the sleeve together from the hem point, and then you are going to connect it all the way up, okay, to from the hem of the sleeve to that point which you marked on the body of the blouse, or sorry, on the body of the dress. So that is just it. It's not difficult at all. So this is it. After I finish adding my sleeves to them, you can see how lovely and nice it is. Yes guys, please, at this particular point, we are going to pause, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell for more updates. That is the pause. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorials, guys. Please don't forget to check me up every Mondays. I always have new beautiful tutorials on trendy styles on Mondays. Like I always say, every Monday. Always check me out. I have very, very beautiful tutorials, so you're going to learn a lot from me, and most of my tutorials are equally detailed. So please don't forget to hit the subscribe button.